¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Vamos a comenzar entonces la primera presentación del día de hoy. Welcome everyone. We're going to present our first speaker today, Otto Wanke from JAMO University in the Czech Republic. It's thanks very much for being with us, Otto. As we were talking for a few minutes, from SEMAS, we're starting a collaboration with JAMU, the university in the Czech Republic, that we are going to start working more and more. So we really appreciate all the work you guys have done with us. Durante algún tiempo hemos estado explorando las posibilidades de colaborar con JAMU, la universidad en la República Checa con la que el SEMAS está empezando a colaborar mucho más. Le agradezco muchísimo a Omar Rojas, que ha sido el contacto con esa universidad. No tengo claro si está aquí con nosotros, pero bueno, le agradezco muchísimo todo ese esfuerzo. And thanks very much, Otto, for being our first presenter. And we are very happy to have you here. For those who have questions and everything, you can use the chat. And at the end, Otto will have a few minutes to answer whatever you have. Thanks very much. And go ahead.
Okay, good morning. Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I'm going to speak today about automatic orchestration tool Orchidea, and about the way how I have implemented this tool in my own patches. I will share the patches with you after my presentation. So if you want to try it on your own, you are welcome. You just need to install Max, of course, just the runtime version, that's enough. And then on this page, orchidea.org, you need to download the Max package. You also need to install libraries Bach and Dada. If you are not familiar with installing libraries in Max, there is also a short tutorial. And last remark to that, this library also contains a sample library, Tiny Soul, which realized the auditive result of the orchestration. I would also highly recommend to install this library, Orchidea Soul, which contains a huge amount of extended techniques, and it's also free. You just need to make an account at EarCom. Okay, and now I'm going to the first patch in Max, which I will share you. The heart of this patch is actually this object, Orchidea solve. Here is the algorithm which makes this automatic orchestration, and we need here some input informations. The first step is to get here the tiny soul. By default, here is this tiny version of a sample library. I will keep it simple at the beginning. Let's use this one. At the second step, you have to define your ensemble. I already built some fixed ensembles. For example, number one is full orchestra. And maybe one remark, these names here has to be, yes?
Do you want to share your screen?
I'm not sharing the screen.
Oh, you haven't started sharing.
Oh. So, thank you, and sorry, guys. Okay, can you see now my screen?
Yes.
Can you see Max?
Yes, Max is on. Go ahead.
Okay,
Thank you.
so I just, I was on this page, yes, orchidea.org in Google, and here you can install this stuff as here's this Max package, and yes, that was this point. And now I'm in this first patch. Yes, so once again, the heart of this patch is this Orchidea solve. Here is this algorithm. Here is this first step where I put the sample library to this. By default, here is Tiny Soul. And in the second step, here I made some fixed ensembles, but you can write your own. I will choose the first one, the full orchestra. And one small remark, you had these names here, has to be the same as you have in the sample library. Just small remark, I'm now in Max package and in this library. And if I'm going to viola, you see here, this first shortcut is the same as here. So that's a small detail. And in the third step, I will put the model sound which I want to orchestrate. I will put, for example, Winchester bell. That's the sound which Jonathan Harvey used in his piece Mortuus Blancus Vivus Poco. And we are ready to go. I will start the analysis target. Okay, you hear now the result. Here comes the output of this object. Here is the play out. I made small crossfade here. The original sound is that. And here is the mixture of these two layers. On the left side, or the output on the left side, goes to Bach roll object. That's also the reason why you should install the Bach library, because of this kind of object. And here we see the chord. We can very easily quantize this time space notation into the score, and from here I am just simply going to export music XML, and I can send the result to Finale or Sibelius. Maybe let's talk a little bit about these parameters. For example, very important parameter is partial filtering. I prepared small image to that. We are here in partial filtering in number between 1 and 0. If we set this parameter to 1, we filter a lot of partials, and just the loudest partials will stay here. So maybe we can say the result will be more pitch oriented. In opposite, if we are going to a number like 0, then we will get almost all partials, so the result will be maybe more timbre oriented. Maybe we can say that is typical oscillation between harmonic and inharmonic sounds, like we see in spectral music, and we can also oscillate between these stages. So let's compare these two ways. I'm going in partial filtering to 1 now, and I will make the analysis once again. Let's hear just the orchestration. And now I'm going to low number. Okay, maybe with another library, the result will be much interesting, but you get this idea. I'm going to hit this output. We get some extra informations. We get the info that we have one segment of sound and 10 solutions. Here we see the first solution for this segment. If I want to show all solutions, I will make here number 1, and I will make zooming here in the Bach object, no, the opposite way, sorry. Yes, sorry. Okay, now we have 10 solutions here. We have just one segment. I will go to this point in a second, but we can also use the Bach roll as a maquette. I just show very dirty way how to make it. This patch is already a little bit too messy. I'm going here. Okay, and let's imagine we would also have another Bach roll object here with harmonic sounds. I make clear message, and I will make message paste and okay, and let's say we would like to choose this option, paste it here, and in concatenative way we can create trajectories of our harmonic aggregates. You get this idea. Okay, now to this point of just one solution. Orchid calls this orchestration as static. We now have just very simple time evolving sound, just a bell sound with the attack and release. And because of this one transient, we get just one harmonic chord. Let's try another example. Maybe I will try a speech example. Is that you? Here in this example, I would expect to have 3 transients. I will make the analysis once again. Here I want just the first solution. I will start the analysis again. Okay, and we have just one sound here. Why is that? This is because of this parameter, onset threshold. Actually, I should be here again between 0 and 1. If the number is 1 or something above, we have just a static analysis, because the threshold parameter for the transient recognition is very high. We want to make this sensitivity bigger, and we are going with this parameter a little bit lower. I will try maybe 0, 1, and let's try it again. Okay, and now we have here on the left side already three chords with the original sound. It sounds like that.
Is that you?
Okay, and now I could also more concretely define here. Now I get 3 segments here, and for every segment 10 solutions. So I can, for example, say, okay, for the second segment, I want the 4th solution, and I have this chord. Okay, you get the idea. That will be the first patch, which is oriented on the score generator, score generating. I'm going now to the more audio-oriented usage of Orchidea. I'm going to the second patch now. Okay, here, this patch is actually oriented on live situation. I'm simulating the live situation with a sample, but imagine we have an interpreter or ensemble. We could replace this object with ADC with a microphone, and the result will be the same. And I want to make here short recording of some segments and start at this moment, at the same moment, the orchestration. I built just very simple recorder here. I'm with spacebar. I start the recording, and if I'm going up with spacebar, the recording is done and the orchestration starts. So I will test this now file. Let's try now the bigger library. I have installed this library here, and you have to put this file database, which is at the beginning of the library, to this drop folder. It's done. Then I will select the ensemble once again, and we can start. That's the dry signal of the drummer. And I will record it. And I am already making the mixture. If I make just this. Okay, the orchestration is, the algorithm is now relatively quick. This you can make with these 2 parameters, pop size and max epoch. So you can here reduce the numbers of solutions and the number of searching paths. You can also define some subsets of styles which you want to create. For example, I want just to make resynthesis with Collegno Tratto and Collegno Battuto. And again, you have to select the right name in the sample files. I'm going to the strings, viola, and now you have more techniques here, as I have said before. And Collegno Battuto has the short term Legno Bat is here. So I'm Legno Bat, and the second one will be Legno Tratto. That is, come on, Legno Tratto. Legno Tratto, and try it again. I'm making the recordings with the spacebar right now. Okay, you get this idea. Okay, I'm going back to the next page. Okay, here I developed this idea one step further. We want to make again a recording with our ensemble in live situation. I'm testing again with a sample file, but we want to make a bigger segment of sound for the resynthesis. The idea is maybe we want to make a record of first minute of our piece, where maybe the important ideas will come, and we want them in the progress of the piece mix these ideas with a further development. That will be this idea. So let's start again, and we want to get this recording into this buffer, and from this buffer we will select the segments of our recording. Again, I will choose the bigger library. I will set the full orchestra, and that is done. Let's try it. Okay, I already make the recording again with the space bar. I will record until the end of this loop. Again, I set these two numbers to lower numbers that we have a little bit lower computation time. And let's wait 3 seconds, and then I will stop. And done. Okay, and now, okay, it's progress here. We have to wait anyway, but it shouldn't be so long. Of course, we have to think about the strategy, how to make this pause. Maybe we can combine live orchid with live electronic and this stuff. Okay. Sorry, there is small mistake. We see now the waveform of the orchestration but I would like to set here. No, just the target. That's the recording of the voice. Okay, that is more clear because of these transients for orientation. By the way, we are now in presentation mode. Actually, the patch is here. Okay, and now we can choose and play some segments of sound. Okay, again, we can mix the orchestration with the dry sound. Maybe this one. Yes, once again. Okay, fine. And I'm going now to the last example. Here I am back in the first batch which I presented, and now the idea is that you don't have to use only this sample libraries of ordinary instruments, but you can also create your own libraries with, for example, electronical sounds, and you can use these samples for the orchestration. You can make it with this object, Orchidea DB generation, and you have to put your file with samples into this drop folder. I made it now for the testing with this patch, with this file. Here are some samples. For the testing, I used just very stupid nomenclature, A, B, C, D, and etc. for some gestures, just long, middle, and short for the orientation. And I put this folder, I put this file into this folder, and this object creates this database, which is connection between the sample library and Orchidea. Okay, and then you put just this database here as I made it before in the first step. Then you will select your ensemble, which you has now there has to be the same names which you have in your samples. And now we are ready to go, but we will have a mistake here. Sorry, I have to put, of course, the target sound. I will make a speech sound here. Okay. And now Orchidea says empty search space. The reason is these resulting sounds are don't correspond with the original target sounds because they are very different. So you have to put the partial filtering very low to make this orchestration possible. I will set it to 0. I have no time to play around, and let's try it again. Okay, we have already sound. Of course, with this step, the plasticity of the orchestration is not here anymore, but on the other hand, you can create some interesting mixtures and generate material for the further development. I will set the onset threshold to lower number that we have more chords here or more sounds. Let's try it again. Let's wait a couple of seconds. Come on. You see, the original sound is this one.
Her very frowns are fairer far than smiles of other maidens are.
Okay.
She is not fair to outward view, as many maidens be. Her loveliness I never knew until she smiled on me. Oh, then I saw.
sorry, I have to put it. Sorry. Thank you. I am done now, and thank you for your attention, guys.
Thanks very much, Otto. I don't know if there are any questions or comments. You're very welcome. No sé si hay... Muchas gracias, Otto, por la primera presentación. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta o comentario, también si quiere, si la quiere escribir, yo la puedo traducir con mucho gusto. Si la preguntan en español, sin problema, como ustedes gusten. Nadie, no tiene preguntas ni comentarios. No questions or comments for Otto. Omar is talking in Czech, so he's here. Gracias, Omar. Okay, thanks very much, Otto. It's been great. Thanks for everything. And it's an excellent tool. Federico mentioned there. So we are going to finish with the presentation, and then in a couple of minutes, we'll get to the next one. You'll get an announcement, so feel free to move around tables. Empezamos en unos minutos, terminamos la presentación y van a recibir en cualquier mesa que estén el aviso para la siguiente charla. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.